7 most important cards you should have in your collection, and I'm also going to give you 3 bonus cards at the end that complete the entire lineup. Most people in this hobby are buying the wrong stuff. They chase hype, they chase trends, they chase whatever is popping online that week, and that's why most collections end up being random, and most people never build something that actually holds long-term value. In other words, most cards don't give you leverage, and the cards that do are timeless, liquid, and always in demand. So one of the most common themes throughout this list is going to be the cards that are foundation pieces. No fluff, no fads, just the best of the best. So let's start with number 1. So I have 7 types of cards that you should have in your collection. So number 1, I call this evergreen cards that will slowly go up in value. Staples, GOATs. This is 1986 Fleer Jordans, 2003 Topps Chrome LeBrons, 1979 Gretzky's. These cards are easy to find. You're not really going to be able to get them at any type of discount. They'll slowly go up. They're safe. They're great to use as trade pieces. That's number 1. Number 2 are cards with high upside. This is actually my personal favorite. So cards where right now it is an opportunity to buy them because no one else sees it as an opportunity. So while I'm speaking right now, the football season just ended. I like CJ Stroud. I like JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, Michael Penix, Prism cards of these guys. Getting these cards graded. These cards are low risk, a lot of upside, and these are cards I like. That's number 2. Number 3 are budget-friendly grading cards. So this is a great piece to add into your portfolio because they're easy-ish money to be had. So grading takes 2 to 3 months to get cards back to you if you use the lowest end service while I'm speaking right now, which is about $22. So buying cards in the $20, $30, $40, $50 range and just buying these cards 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 a week and just keep sending them to PSA, keep letting it rip, and after about 2 months, when these cards start to come back to you, you will have cards coming back to you every week. The downside, you just need to outlay some cash. The upside, you're just going to create a continuous stream of income for yourself. And you can take the high upside cards that I just talked about, like Daniels and, Bo Nix, who got injured, right? And buy their cheaper cards and start to buy these budget-friendly cards to get graded. That's number 3. Number 4, one of my favorites as well, is our vintage cards with big upside. So you have vintage cards like Wayne Gretzky, Babe Ruth, guys like that are staples. They're just blue chip guys. But in my opinion, there are cards, vintage, that have a lot of upside. So I labeled off some that I have in my collection. 1989 Score Barry Sanders PSA 10. Something that doesn't sell for a lot of money that could have a lot of upside. Something I really like in my collection, a 1984 O-Pee-Chee Steve Yzerman, who's a Hall of Fame player for the Red Wings hockey, PSA 10. The card sells for about $4,000. You don't need to buy a PSA 10. You could buy a PSA 5 or a 6 or a 7, which will go for a few $100s, but these are undervalued cards in my opinion that not many people are looking at right now. Another one of my favorites in my collection as well is the 1980 O-Pee-Chee Ray Bourque PSA 10. I paid about $10,000 for it. You don't have to buy that. You could buy a PSA 6, 7, or 8. But these are cards that Hall of Fame guys, great guys in their respective sport of hockey, but if you took Ray Bourque, who's a very, very good hockey player, and turned him into a football player, he might be the equivalent of someone like Randy Moss, where his cards are much more liquid and sell for much more amounts of money. So in my opinion, there's some value there. Number 5 are vintage stable guys. So just stable vintage guys, maybe not like super blue chip guys like Michael Jordan, but guys like Ty Cobb, Cy Young, Hank Aaron, Roberto Clemente, just cards a lot of times from the 50s and 40s and before, but just really, really good top-end Hall of Fame guys. These cards are just staples in the world of sports cards. Maybe don't sell for the amounts of MJ or Wayne Gretzky, but just really safe guys to have with a little bit more upside, in my opinion, than the Gretzkys and the Jordans of the world. That's number 5. Number 6, if you're a gambler and you like to take some risks, buying alternative sports. So for the most part, I'm talking about things like UFC, soccer. These sports have yet to come up a lot. Soccer is on its way up, but if you buy these cards and the sport starts to take off, you can make a lot of money. Some examples of cards you could buy from these sports: 2018 Prism, Kylian Mbappe; 2002 Mega Cracks, Cristiano Ronaldo; 2004 Mega Cracks, Lionel Messi; 2014 Topps, Khabib; Nurmagomedov, who is a UFC fighter. For you guys that don't follow UFC, he's probably the greatest of all time. But a Khabib Nurmagomedov card doesn't really sell for tons of money depending on the card relative to GOATs in other sports. So if you see UFC getting bigger and you see this stuff catching on, kind of like Pokemon did and One Piece did, then you can make a lot of money. That's number 6. Number 7, and this is the staple of how I've made money just for the most part in sports cards, are newer guys, cards that are $100 plus, and getting these cards graded. So $100 plus cards of new guys like Jackson Dart, Shedeur Sanders, Ashton Genty, guys like that. Tyler Shuck is another one. They have cards, tons of them that are new, readily available to get graded. A lot of people, and most people, don't grade cards because it's expensive. It takes a lot of time. Most people have had bad experiences because they don't have the proper information. But that is probably the easiest and fastest way to make money in cards, because a card of Jackson Dart just came out, right? His rookie cards are just starting to come out while I'm talking right now. And there's tons of cards that are new, ready to flip. The downside with this is it is a little bit more volatile, right? Because Jackson Dart cards are selling for tons of money, and it's probably not something you want to hold long term. But these cards are readily available to be graded, and it's pretty quick, easy money if you know what you're doing. But those are the 7, just to recap it. Evergreen cards like MJ and Gretzky, cards with high upside, guys that are down right now like Jaden Daniels. Budget friendly is number 3, cards in the $20 to $100 range. Number 4, vintage with big upside, maybe guys who are undervalued like Ray Bork or Steve Yzerman. Number 5 are stable vintage guys of the hobby, like the Mantles, the Ty Cobbs, the Cy Youngs, the Hank Aaron's. Number 6 is alternative sports like UFC and soccer. Khabib Nurmagomedov, UFC fighter, is an example. Number 7 is just new guys, cards that are $100 plus, ready to send cards to get graded, because these cards just recently came out. There's a free PDF down below in the description of exactly what I'm talking about. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.